Would you test fly the aircraft that you built?
Now that's a good question, and one we're going to expand upon today.
It's about to happen.
It is about to happen. Finally!
Yes. Yeah. Not a moment too soon, huh?
I know! Woo! Hold on, guys. You're about to hear the latest.
Yes. I mean, a lot of people have asked who's going to test fly Frankenstein, and the answer is me. There's a lot of reasons for that. I've put a lot of thought into this over the years. The simple answer, if there is one, is I feel as though I know that airframe inside out. I may not have the hours like a test pilot would. A lot of people use test pilots for their aircraft that they've built, and that makes perfect sense. For me, however, the test flying will be done by myself. I've done a lot of test flights over the years with my job. I get what's going on. I understand what the risk is. So to that end, I'm not just going to jump in the thing and blast off. There's going to be a very strict and careful test flight program, making sure everything is just sound on the ground. There'll be a very set and careful process. I've only just recently got my pilot's license current again, and we did that with a tail dragger and in an aircraft that is very similar to Frankenstein's performance, so the Super Cub. It'll be interesting to see how it compares to that, actually, just for fun.
Understanding all of that, what are you going to be looking for when you first test fly your aircraft? So in that moment where there's liftoff and you've made the intention to be airborne, what are you going to be looking for?
Well, first off, the first flight is just going to be how it flies. It's just going to be a one circuit around the patch to see how it flies. Then we can evaluate how the airframe stood up and do all of those inspections after we land again. First flight will be just to how it flies and how it flies straight.
When we were choosing the hangar for where Frankenstein would actually be situated, we were very intentional about where you chose to house the aircraft.
Yeah, absolutely.
For testing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Watts Bridge is a perfect place for that because there's multiple runways, it's all grass, it's out in the middle of nowhere, and there's lots of airfields and runways available to me if anything goes wrong. It's a perfect spot for testing.
I guess one thing that's really struck me is you've had quite a few people ask about the test flying and whether or not you would be doing it. And a number of them have expressed concern of the fact that, we're a very close-knit family. If anything was to happen to you, have you thought about your family, etc.? Let me just say, Don's every thought is about his family and has been ever since I've known him. So for him to make that decision, it was not made lightly. It's made understanding the risks involved, and it's been made with my support. So I fully understand the risks involved with what Don's doing, having been involved with aircraft ever since I've met Don, watching him build it, knowing the thought processes behind it, knowing that he is a good pilot and takes all precautions necessary to make sure that things are incredibly safe. I'm very confident that he will be able to do that testing, no problems at all. People have also wondered, whether or not I will be there. Yes, I will be there for the test flight because I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. That's a decision that we've made together as a family. I guess our family is a little bit different in regards to what we consider to be risky. We've just faced so much trauma and upset in our lives as a family that Don's risk level of flying his aircraft is kind of down here compared to a lot of what we've faced. So for us, although we're very sensible in the fact that obviously he's flying a home-built aircraft and he's taking to the skies for the first time and it's untested, it's not something that weighs heavily upon us. It's not a a crushing, oh my goodness, the first flight is coming. It's more of a, oh my goodness, the first flight is
Finally.
coming. But, you know, it's going to be an incredible thing. So I just want to assure everybody that Don hasn't made that decision lightly, that we're 100% behind him and can't wait for it.
So a lot of people have sort of said over the years that they want to be there for the first flight. And that's, I totally get it. I want to be there for the first flight. Obviously, it's a test flight. Things can go wrong. Through my own experiences with test flights previously, it's really important to have just enough people there to help. I know a lot of people will be upset that they'll find out that I've flown it already and they weren't invited. It's got nothing against them at all. It's just because I really need to be on point, and I really need the people around me to be on point at that time as well. There'll be plenty of other times, I promise. We'll have all sorts of open days and all of that sort of stuff in the future. But that first flight will be
Definitely.
That'll be one I'll tell you all about later on.
Yeah. All right. So how do I feel about watching him take this next step? Like, just hurry up already. It has been so long, hasn't it? It's been insane.
My whole life, all I've ever wanted was besides you.
Yeah.
Was I wanted my own aeroplane to fly.
Yeah.
And my whole career has been tailored around that. And
oh my goodness.
That's only taken nearly 30 years.
Well, absolutely. Like, I met Don as a young, aircraft maintenance apprentice. Just coming out of his apprenticeship, and then he proposed to me in an aircraft. We'd go to air shows, we'd do all these sorts of things, and then, the kids came along and life got super complicated because lots of stuff happened. And then in the midst of it all, Don starts building these aircraft parts in our lounge room. We're watching a Netflix series and he's filing away.
With my little
bits
plastic
and pieces,
bucket
making
of bits.
wing spars. And that was 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
More,
so,
Yep.
it's been a process that has been slow and unfolding. And, along the way, we've chosen to share it with people and invite them along for the process. And I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, is it finally happening? I'm that person in the background going, come on, Don. All of you are commenting, in the videos, underneath Don's videos, when's it going to fly, etc. I'm thinking, hello, you've only been here 10 minutes.
I get it.
So just to see you fly is going to be absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait. You deserve it. You've waited so bloody long and worked so bloody hard. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. And
exciting.
When the time comes after that 25 hours or more of test flying, what is it, 25, 30?
I think it'll be about 30.
30 hours of test flying, then I'm going to be your first passenger.
That's right.
And we are going, baby. We are going places that we have never seen before. So, yes. Am I excited? Yes. I am so excited.
So as we speak, the certificate of airworthiness, so stage 1, there's 2 stages. So stage 1 for the test flying is about to get submitted to CASA, which is huge.
That's massive, yeah.
And the inspector I've had has been so patient, just making sure I've got everything squared away. And because it's not a kit aircraft, it's a unique one-off design and all that sort of stuff. There's extra hurdles that we need to cover with CASA as well, and with the inspection. So we've been through all of that, and we're actually just waiting for the piece of paper, which should rock up soon.
Yeah. And after that,
then we can get into the program of testing. And, but now I'm going to have to start thinking about that and changing hats and starting wearing that thing over there, and start being a test pilot now instead of a builder.
Actually, let's put it on now. Let's just put the helmet on now.
Oh.
Yeah. Just to make sure it still fits. Your head might have got big.
Yeah, well, we did try it at Christmas, remember?
I know, but you're going to try it again now.
Yeah.
Since your aircraft is nearly certified, we want to make sure that your head still fits.
I've got to learn how to wear this now. There we go. That.
Yeah, baby. Woo! Yeah.
Still fits.
It's looking
I
great.
can't hear you.
What?
They're great.
What?
Yeah. This A&R stuff is really cool.
So as you might tell, we're a little bit excited about what's to come. And we want to make sure that we get to share it with you guys as quickly as possible.
Yes.
If you are interested in hearing about the first flight of Frankenstein and following along with that journey, please make sure you're subscribed and you will be the first to know about when that happens, because you're not going to hear about it anywhere else. It's one of those things, like we've talked about, you know, the first test flight needs to be kind of secret. The Don Watson channel is going to remain still about Frankenstein and going to be very much focused on the build and testing and flying and all of those kinds of things. The flying is also going to be incorporated as part of Perspective Australia, so that when testing phase is complete, our adventures and where we travel will be on Perspective Australia. And Don Watson will remain a
building more aeroplanes.
probably
Maybe.
building more airplanes.
Got an idea or two.
I
but
do not doubt it. Oh my goodness. We
And
do
the
need a
shed's
bigger
empty
shed.
now, so-
Please subscribe so we can make money
Yes,
and build a shed.
Please.
That's about the
Next time,
most of it, right?
it'd be nice if I could build an aeroplane with a budget this time around. That'd be great.
Oh my goodness. Would you fly a plane that you have home built? Let us know down below in the comments.
It is a bit nutty. I know that, but
Yeah, I think people that follow us know we're nuts already,
Yeah.
so it's all good.
yeah.
Yeah. Rather than you just talk. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I'm going to include that.
Square it away. This coffee's great.
It's great coffee.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Mmm.